Obviously, we live in crazy, crazy pants times. It's crazy pants. The whole thing is crazy pants, people. We live in crazy pants, people. And no one can get it through us, get us through it like Glenn Beck, who distills the news like weasel poop coffee. Like he goes in and then Stu smears it on the wall, and then we understand. That's how we come to understand. Obviously, Glenn was late getting to the studio today, coming straight from 4th grade, where as a grown man, he dresses like his mom insists. I don't know if it's a leftover Tucker Carlson thing. I don't know what that is. But there he is. And I'm just saying, it's a green shirt. It's going to be tempting. Depends on what he talks about. I'm not going to, got to keep your powder dry sometime. But this is Glenn. So in case he's going by one name these days. It's like, it's not, you don't call him Glenn Beck. That's like saying, Madonna, what's her name? Whatever her last name is. It's like saying Cher Bono, whatever. Shut up. All right, Glenn Beck. These news stories show America has gone insane. That's what it is. Like, it's just going to be one after the other. And you and I, obviously, we've collectively lost our fucking minds. We got nothing left. We're all broken inside. We're a mess. And Glenn Beck is going to show us just how fucked up we are. I'm excited. Let's see it.
Hit. And honestly...
Oh, well, that'd be a start. Hold on. I didn't hear the beginning of that sentence.
I'm going to go through some of the stories that we're just not going to have time to hit.
Okay, good. Well, then that's the end of that clip. Okay, thanks, guys. We just don't have time for it. All right, okay. All right, here we go.
And honestly, in today's show throughout, I'm hitting about maybe 40% of the news that you will find in my daily show prep newsletter.
Okay, so you're behind. I look, if you're not hitting your own personal goals, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do about it, Glenn. Stop blathering. Look, keep your train of thought. I think that's more. I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on trains.
This is, I don't think anybody has ever done it to this detail before. It's raw news.
Ouch.
And it is what I read every morning, what my staff, all of my producers work on for 20.
Yeah, so you have staff selecting certain news stories to further a narrative that they know you want to sort of install in the brains of your listeners and viewers. They're not randomizing this. As a matter of fact, over time, they have figured out exactly which stories will wind you the fuck up and get you laser focused on them so much that you'll think the whole country and the rest of the world operates like that.
21 hours.
Yes, this is Glenn Beck, Raw Dogs the News.
After a show, we begin show prepping immediately.
Oh, by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. Venmo, if you want to. And tomorrow night, I will be in San Francisco at Bottom of the Hill. I'm so excited to play this club. I've never played it before, and it's always been a dream of mine because it's a great club. Rock Club Nerd Halen is opening for Enough's Enough. And then September 9th, Sexy Liberal in Washington, D.C. Get the meet and grope. There, that's me being a professional. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at it. Let's go.
For the next day show. And about 6 months ago, I just felt that the news was so important and I couldn't get it all into the show. And you might miss something I hit in, hour 1 or hour 3 or...
Right. It's nobody's fault. I'm just saying, you guys suck.
Or whatever. So we released it after much debate, and you can get it now.
Oh, you can get it, all right. Like it's like monkeypox.
Oh, at glennbeck.com. It is free.
Oh, you're not charging us for the aggregate service that your staff puts together for you? You mean the stories other people write that they just go, oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. You're not going to charge us for your staff finding stories that will make your head pop off?
Just sign up for it.
No. Why would I? That's not free.
I'm using about 40%
of your energy just sitting up.
What's in that newsletter today is on the program.
How either the video is too high or you're too low. Audio wise, I don't know.
Today. But let me just give you some of the highlights, because I think today, for some reason, after going through all of it, I thought today is different. There's something different about the news, and I haven't been able to put my finger on it. It feels like the most important news day of my life.
August 25th, 2022. I'm sorry, that's a freeze frame for the ages. That's a good one. I feel like Glenn Beck and I are having a pull a stupid face contest. Okay.
Of my career. But that's not quite right.
Yeah, you're right. I doubt it's going to be August 25th, 2022. I just feel like you're, what's the word? Full of shit. It's not quite a word, it's a phrase, but you get it.
And I don't know what it is.
Might be your aftershave.
But maybe you can figure it out.
Yeah, that's our job. Sorry, I've been slacking lately.
Let me give you some of the stories. Atlanta police identify a man accused of defacing rainbow crosswalks with swastikas. So, of course, they arrested this white Nazi. Oh, no, he's not a white Nazi.
He's a orange. He's black. He's a Thai Nazi.
He's a black nationalist.
He's an anti-gay black nationalist. He's a hooroo. It wouldn't happen to be a supporter of was it Gazi Kodzo or whatever that fucking dude's name is?
He has an account online where he talks openly about killing people.
Well, yeah. I mean, anybody who spray paints Nazis on rainbow crossings is. I mean, I'm just gonna guess that if you go into his shit, it's going to be ugly.
And now blacks are the master race.
Which obviously is insane. I mean, it's one thing to paint swastikas on pride crosswalks and stuff, but that once you start saying there's one master race, me and Stu, and that's it, okay? Again, it's fucking 340 million people in this fucking country. Your staff is cherry-picking lunatics. Who gives a fuck?
The vandalism, of course, when they were. It's got to be white nationalists that are doing it. Probably white Christian nationalists. No.
Why would they say white Christian nationalists? I mean, it is the Hakenkreuz or whatever. The swastika is actually it was used by a lot of old religions, like Christic religions, as a hooked cross for a while. I mean, the Nazis stole it. They stole it from the Tibetans and the Japanese, the Buddhists.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, we know. And this is only a story if they went and arrested 10 white dudes and put them in jail for weeks. And then they're like, actually, it turned out to be a bigot who's also black. Who gives a fuck?
Some of his posts make reference to a master race of black people. Other posts are religious in nature.
Yes. Religious in nature. Wait, what are you going to go with? I'm going with Egyptian motifs and... yeah, we'll see.
He targets Jehovah Witnesses for...
fucking Jehovah's... well, I mean, obviously... so we know he's got a front door, and he doesn't like to be bothered.
For portraying biblical figures as white. You know, he is...
He's an asshole. He's a bigot. Yeah, so what? And... again, did they scoop up a bunch of, like, these January 6 people just walked out of jail, and they're like, thank God, I'm finally free. Alvin set free. Oh, I made bail in my January 6th thing. Excuse me, where the fuck do you think you're going? What happened? We know you painted swastikas on pride on the billboards. And so I was in jail for January 6th. Just shut up, you cracker. Get in here. He called me a racial slur, but this is terrible. And then 6 months later, he's on a hunger strike. I swear I didn't do it. Like, and then ironically,
he's not a well man.
No shit.
But he's also black.
Well, I'm glad. I will say, all right, progress. At least he makes the distinction between being black and being unwell. That these are not intrinsically linked. Baby steps, Glenn. Baby steps.
Biden has announced yesterday
that he's making him his diversity campaign chairperson.
Another $3 billion in arms for Ukraine.
And he's having this guy carry the money in small unmarked bills. The fuck?
My research staff is working right now. There is something very wrong with
the Russian battle plan.
The money that we're sending over there.
Really? Is it counterfeit? We're sending counterfeit money to the Ukrainians? Shh, don't tell them. Apparently, they're buying all kinds of cool shit.
There's something very wrong.
It's very wrong. We were supposed to send them just enough money to lose, and now we're sending them too much money.
And I think old scores are being settled.
You think? You mean where Putin says that Ukraine is historically a part of Russia and Ukrainians don't exist and they need to be wiped out because Stalin? Yeah, I'm going to go with that's an old score from fucking Jesus Christ. How many hundreds of years we're going to go back? Yes, the Ukrainians have been fucked by the Russians for a long time. That's why the word slave comes from Slavic, you dumb fuck.
Old political scores. Remember, this was the playground of George Soros, of Hillary Clinton.
Really? They grew up there on swing sets?
Of Barack Obama, of Joe and Hunter Biden.
Yes. Ukraine was, I don't know if you, I was like, fuck, man. It was like Trump with golf. Man, every time you turn around, these fuckers are in Ukraine on a swing set. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
This was
We've been dealing with Russia attacking Ukraine since, they attacked Ukraine while Obama was president. We've been pushing back on it since then. Hillary ran after that. What the fuck are you talking about? Playground.
A funnel of money.
Well, no, I think it's more like a conveyor belt.
That's just been lost. We've sent over there, and this is, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Just lost.
Never, obviously the Russians weren't able to move forward at any time, so obviously it was being spent on munitions, or they would have just been able to stampede across, and of course, they're getting their ass kicked now. So, obviously the money is getting there and is buying arms from us in some cases. Their people aren't dying. The refugees who left were fed, housed, provided with medical care during the time.
Don't know what happened. Where did I
don't know where I went. I don't know where to go. Obviously it was being used to buy Stinger missiles and javelins. Otherwise, Donald Trump wouldn't have withheld the fucking money.
Put that $1.8 billion.
Why would Glenn Beck know about Ukraine anyway? He doesn't. He's talking out of his ass. I don't get it.
I just can't find it. Did I leave it in my other suit? And I don't have any evidence now.
Oh, motherfucker. It's the same shit Anna just did. I don't have any evidence. I'm going to make an extraordinary claim about the lives and deaths of other people who are fighting off fucking rape squads and having their dead relatives mined as Russians leave town. I'm going to make extraordinarily vicious claims about these fucking people, and I don't have any evidence. I don't have any fucking evidence. I don't know what to do.
Now, but I have a feeling if you want to...
Feeling? Shut the fuck up.
Start looking up some things if you're good at being an investigative mole, but...
What? Being an investigative mole? What do you mean looking up things, you dumb motherfucker? If they're stealing the money in Ukraine and it's not going to the weapons, first of all, where the fuck are all those weapons coming from? I'm sure the Russians would like to know. Holy shit. If they're funneling money out of the country and it's all graft, then these weapons must be way fucking cheaper than we thought. And secondarily, you can't be an investigative mole. Here, Glenn, get off your fat ass and go over there. I'm sure you can find a Sonic somewhere in the fucking Donbass. Go be a fucking investigative mole. How do you even, and again, keep in mind, how did this segment start? These news stories show America has gone insane. First of all, he's talking about one nutty dude in Atlanta. Who gives a rat fuck? Everybody can be racist, dummy. Like, every group has its racists. Who gives a shit? You don't get to painting everyone else because of the behavior of one of the people, or even categorically saying they can't be that, is in and of itself racist, because you are describing, you either painting with a broad brush or isolating based on, he can't be black, they don't do that. Like that, it's equally kind of racist bullshit. And then follow it up with, I don't have any evidence, but I just feel like I've been reading this news and I just feel like, and it was their playground. They were just playing, it's their playground. Fuck you.
I'm telling you, something's really wrong there.
Yes, the Russians supposedly had the second biggest military in the fucking world, and they're getting their ass handed to them. And we're not even on the ground. We're just giving them the shit to do it. And the Ukrainians are handling it.
There. The Biden
That's 2 stories, by the way, in his 4-hour fucking list.
administration has now moved to formalize DACA to protect 600,000 migrants from any kind of legal challenge. By the way, we're up to 4 million people that have come into the United States under his watch.
Under his watch. They get kicked out. They come back again. They're counted 3 times. DACA, these people have been here since they were brought here as minors. That's the whole fucking point.
Also, Biden has now moved to fund.
Yeah, it's interesting too, by the way. He said migrants coming in, 4 million migrants, which I guess would include both legal and illegal migrants. And oh God, this is so lazy.
Canadian mines while blocking U.S. mining.
One second.
Under his watch. Also, Biden has now moved to fund Canadian mines while blocking U.S. mining.
It's almost like we as Americans don't mind pollution as long as it doesn't fuck up our aquifers. And some countries have mines in areas that aren't attached to their aquifers, and therefore...
Isn't that great? Love that. It's good for Canada.
Hold on one second. He's reading these off as if they're real, too. Hold on one second. Biden, Canadian mines, U.S. mines, blah, I don't know what the fuck. Okay, but seeks... Yeah, so this is an article from The Federalist. And there's... oh, thank you so much. Who's that? Oh, somebody... One second. Somebody... thank you, Robert, for the Venmo. Appreciate it. Okay, so this is... I'll show you what he's talking about. So he's reading these fucking things off as if they are... I guess, somehow indicative of some greater reality. Okay. Biden shops for critical minerals in Canada while shutting down mining projects on American soil. Looking for north for critical mineral supplies while he shuts down major mining projects on American soil. Are they the same fucking thing? He's shutting down coal mines and trying to get lithium someplace else. Like, what? All right. President Joe Biden is looking north for critical mineral supplies to meet government-inflated demand for clean energy initiatives while the administration shuts down major mining projects on American soil. Defense Production Act to expedite the expansion of U.S. mining operations behind lithium, nickel, cobalt, graphite, and manganese as demand rises for the raw materials. Not only are the critical minerals... In March, the president invoked the DPA to expedite the expansion of U.S. mining operations. Okay. Critical minerals central to the administration subsidized wind and solar farms. Yeah, none of the, we don't need the rest. That's the only thing we use: nickel, cobalt, lithium, and graphite. Fucking graphite, Jesus Christ. But they are essential for defense technology. Central to the administration's subsidized wind and solar farms, but they are essential for defense technologies and popular products from cell phones to laptops. But solar, wind. Yo, cancer-causing windmills. Biden triggered the Cold War era law to reconfigure supply chains of critical minerals away from dependence on China. God damn it. Which dominates refining capacity and production of rare earth elements. Yeah, they're not rare. The president, invoking the DPA, offers federal financial assistance to domestic projects securing American mineral supplies. And in June, the administration published a report identifying Canada as a domestic source under the DPA. Canada is a preferred partner of the United States with critical mineral resources and expertise that could be leveraged to expand processing capacity and manufacturing of intermediate and final goods. By the way, we need Canada is one of the places where we get the like petroleum-based fertilizers. Like potash, like a lot of the majority of the potash that's currently available in North America comes from Canada. There's this big potash area in Michigan that's going to be huge over the next 5 years, and they're investing in getting it up and running. But until then, the best place for us to get it is from Canada. That is a preferred partner. Deborah Strussaker, a hard rock mining and environmental policy expert. Hard rock mining and environmental policy expert who has testified before Congress 5 times, called the effort to finance Canadian mines in lieu of American producers unnecessary. Absolutely, we do not need to finance Canadian operations, Strussaker told the Federalist. When we have abundant minerals in the U.S. Again, also, like, as a partner for getting the stuff, that doesn't mean we're funding their exploration. Strussaker highlighted Nevada's mass deposits of lithium in particular, which a recent report from the International Energy Agency projected demand will skyrocket to meet the government's electric vehicle needs. Strussaker pointed out Nevada's lucrative reserve set up a state by domestic powerhouse for lithium production. Strussaker also pointed to Minnesota's Twin Metals project as world-class deposit of both nickel and copper. Where's the cobalt? Where's the graphite? Where's the potash? All right. Again, Republican Pete Strawber, and then they switch people to, anyway, this is horseshit. This is Glenn Beck saying that we're going to be funding Canadian mines when we should be funding. We're just buying if we're going to buy the stuff from outside the country, our preferred partner to buy it from, if we don't have enough of it, is Canada.
Mexican journalist was killed hours after publishing a story about local officials' involvement in the disappearance of 43 students in 2014. These buses filled with these students was found just shot all up.
Right. 2014. Story's been ongoing for a long time. Mexico's fucked up. Please make this Joe Biden's fault.
We know that they were surrounded by police. They came in for some reason. They just opened fire on the...
They just did it because they were like, they just wanted to come in. It had nothing to do with the fact that this was cartel land and this religious group decided to just drive through the fucking middle of it like a bunch of lunatics and ignore everyone's warnings. And it was a terrible tragedy, but somehow it happened in 2014. So it's got to be, Biden probably signed, it was probably had something to do with Fast and Furious.
These buses, and then the bodies were gone, kids were gone. What happened? No investigation until this guy starts to question, and he publishes something online. He's killed within a couple of hours.
Yeah, the cartels are fucked up. Again, why is this story in particular? Let me show you something else. Can I show you? Let me do this. Let's go this way. This is the new. Let's This is the most recent one. No. Hold on. Let's do. I want to find the most recent story of one of these things. This is yeah, this is from February. Spinal stimulation helps people with paralysis walk, canoe, and stand at a bar. A new system that targets specific spinal nerves restored motor function quickly in 3 patients unable to move their legs or trunk. Crazy stories. The world is full of crazy stories. Hi. I would. That's lovely. Is food here? Is that what that was? Okay. I will finish this clip up and then I will be up in a moment. Huh? It's good. Yeah. Plain iced tea. Let's see. I'm going to do a news thing real quick. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. This is a little sideline. This is Jerusalem Post. Israel and Portugal, move this guy around, discover molecular key to treating cancer. Study. Researchers at Tel Aviv University of Lisbon call their work a breakthrough. August 8th, 2022. Isn't that nice? Crazy. The world's full of crazy stories. My staff came up with that. They just, it's going to be available at glennburke.com.
Spotify. Now, this is interesting.
Sure.
Spotify spends how much? $100 million on Joe Rogan? Wasn't that what it was?
That was what it was reported as. I think it was, a lot of reports that it was even more than that.
Okay. So let's just say it's $100 million. That's a lot of money for a company.
Their biggest investment when it comes to podcasting.
By far. By far.
And?
Did you know that Spotify, now as they started looking into this, never recommends the Joe Rogan podcast? That's like watching ABC and they say, tonight, it's a new episode.
Yeah, I don't think they have to. They don't have to spend any advertising on it. It's the most known thing about Spotify. Who gives a shit?
Of your favorite show on NBC.
By the way, he thinks this is on par with a black dude painting swastikas on pride flags and the alleged Ukrainian funnel of money going out of the country. These are stories of a world gone mad. Literally, these news stories show America has gone insane because Spotify does not recommend the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, and we're running this stuff too. Well, they're not advertising. They are not suggesting it. He's cut out of the algorithm.
Oh, yeah? Do you have a copy of the algorithm laying around? Hold on 1 second. I don't have a Spotify account, so I'm just going to pull something up. Let's go. Let's see. I got to get past the thing. Let me go search. I go to podcasts. Here's these are the podcasts they recommend. So this best of the year so far. See all. One's the story of Tableau, Godblow, a Batman original, Being Trans, Gossipton, new podcasts, conversations in community, categories. Would he be under comedy or news and politics? Yeah, there you go. If you go to comedy, he's the #1 podcast. Popular comedy podcast. There you go. He's under comedy. If you go there, that's the first thing that comes up. He's off the algorithm. I don't even know. How are we going to find it? Dear God, there's a button here. It says about. There's a welcome trailer. It's 52 seconds. Mark Zuckerberg was on there. There's Mike Baker. Dave Mustaine from MAGAt. Tim Dillon, Louis C.K., and Joe Liz, Josh Do. These are the best that learn about COVID-19. They even have to mark some of his. Yeah, whatever happened to Joe Rogan on there? He's only at how many episodes? 1,863 episodes. Yeah, they've a Spotify exclusive. What's that? It's just because it's talk. I guess that's the corner, so you know it's not music. And apparently on the Joe Rogan Experience, you'll frequently see Joe Rogan. Apparently his Nick. I thought they would keep that a secret too. You can follow it, you can share it, you can embed the show, you can open in the desktop app. I mean, it's incredible. Sorry. What have I been doing for the last minute and a half? I don't remember anything. That's amazing. The minute you shut down the whatever website that was, I don't even remember there's a hole in my memory where the name of that place was. It's just gone.
What?
World has gone mad. You have to click something 3 times to see the Joe Rogan Experience. It's almost as if they bought all of his listeners and they know that all of his listeners already know about his fucking show and they're trying to get them to listen to the rest of the shit.
Washington Post.
Uh-oh.
A rape survivor.
Who raped the Washington Post? I missed that.
A rape survivor.
So you have said.
Says the Washington Post, falsely ascribed to me the view that the court's decision in Dobbs, the abortion case, to open the door of forced sterilizations by removing constitutional protections for women's bodily autonomy was false. My position is, in fact, the opposite. She was raped as a 13-year-old girl and then sterilized against her will by the state of North Carolina after bringing her baby to term.
And she was for what? As a Democrat, I'm not for forced sterilization. I would like to say for the record.
We're still doing progressive sterilizations?
No.
Why is that happening?
It's not.
I thought we stopped that in the 1920s and 30s.
I don't know when. You're not attributing the story to fucking anything, Glenn. This might be a story from 1951.
By the way,
no, whatever I said about that. I'm not going to put it up on the screen or anything. I know I'm surrounded by fucking screens. I know I have every ability. My staff puts this list of crazy headlines together. And we put the list on the thing, but you have to subscribe or sign up to get the list so you can see what these fucking articles are. But I'm just going to ramble through my fucking balloon-headed idea of what these stories are about.
So you know, the Germans didn't come up with it.
Huh?
We did. We taught eugenics to them.
Yeah, but I mean, Les Paul invented the electric guitar, but he really wasn't the dude to make it sing. I mean, it years later, Eddie Van Halen and others would really, give it a good go. And what the fuck do you mean we?
Literally, the top eugenicists in the world were in America, and they made a journey over to Germany.
Yeah, they weren't having a good time over here, apparently.
To explain to all of the very sophisticated German progressive scientists What could be done through eugenics?
Also, what the fuck does this have to do? Hold on. We're going to do laps on, and this is the, by the way, America love it or leave it crowd is now saying that America taught the Germans how to, everything we know about eugenics. And then I guess they just misused it.
They learned that from us.
Well, you and Stu have a lot of explaining to then, and fuck you for that. I don't even know how you learned to do it in the first place, but the fact that you were willing to teach it to assholes who were dressed like that?
Judicial Watch, a great organization that...
It's one dude.
Really, if you can help an organization, they are really good.
And they need help. They're really good, but they haven't really been able to do anything. Good doesn't mean effective.
They just filed a FOIA lawsuit against the National Archives for hiding the records tied to the raid on Trump's home.
The search and seizure warrant that was lawfully used on a rental property that the bank owns and Trump carries the deed for.
And yet another senseless murder.
Oh my God. Humanity, when are you going to learn your lesson? When did senseless murders start? Right around when Dateline started airing, right? They did the first one ever.
A progressive George Soros prosecutor in Virginia
murdered a black dude for painting swastikas on a gay person in the middle of a drag show. And, all right.
Dropped charges against a felon with a history of gun charges.
Fucking guns.
Now,
I like guys with a lot of history of gun charges. That's my kink. But
I can guarantee you
that gun charges is code for Jewish.
If you're caught on a gun charge, or I'm caught on a gun charge, they will throw away the key.
A, no, they won't. And B, Glenn, you cannot be charged for self-inflicted gun wounds in your own ball. They're going to bring an ambulance and go, somebody film this.
But this guy was a felon with a history of gun charges.
Mm-hmm. Where'd he get another gun, though? I mean, how did he end up getting a gun?
He was let out. He was freed by the Soros prosecutor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't use his time well. Francis Rose shot 2 innocent bystanders in the head while robbing an apartment complex in Alexandria, Virginia. By the way, Alexandria, Virginia used to be a pretty safe place. It's right across the Potomac River.
You can't go there anymore. There was a robbery in an apartment building, and a guy shot 2 people during the robbery. Listen to the sound of my voice. If you live in a city where anything like that has happened, grab your shit, get in your car, drive to the woods, and await further instructions. This is the end of the world. The country has gone insane. This is the first time 2 people have been killed in a botched robbery in an apartment building in the history of Virginia. There's never been any gunplay in Virginia.
From Washington, D.C. It used to be a place where you didn't fear for your life.
I still don't.
At some point, this is all...
It's nuts. There's people being shot in the head. Joe Rogan's getting killed by the algorithm. What? Fucking the hell.
The gods of the copybook headings. That the truth will return.
This motherfucker, if he's winding up to go to commercial, and this is just fucking filler.
Has to. The question is, how
What is the question? I'm waiting. I'm excited. I was concerned that I'd stop giving a shit right about now, and I have. But I'm waiting for the question. So are you. It's exciting. This is good. It's going to be life changing. Here it comes.
It has to. The question is,
Yes.
how much of everything will it burn down?
How much of everything will it burn down? You are truly a poet, Glenn Beck. Are we talking percentages, or is the fire an allegorical fire, or are you talking actual? Huh?
In our quest to reestablish it.
How much? What? 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 How is it? Run that question by me again, you asshole, just killing time to get to a commercial break. He's going to fucking point at the screen and they're going to start the music and go, I'm going to be so fucking pissed. It's just a word salad. He's like that dude who won the marathon but shit himself as he ran across the line. He's just like, I'll do anything. Just get me across the blump, blump, blump. Get me across the line. I'm going through. Ow. I'm running. I'm going to make it. Just, I don't know. What form? What's form? I'm lucky I made it. All right.
It has to. The question is.
Okay, I had to back up because I don't know what the fuck the question is. Give it to me again.
How much of everything will it burn down in our quest to reestablish it? Because everything we're doing.
I don't know what the fuck that was. That's not a question. That's not anything. Like, what? What are you doing? You just spouted off these fucking rando store headlines that are supposed to make everybody go, oh my God, the world is, I'm afraid to look out the fucking window. And then Water God's like, what is it? What is that sentence?
No. The Constitution never foresaw any of this.
They didn't? Yeah, you didn't think the whole well-regulated militia thing wasn't them going, you can have guns, but we got to know who has them and when. They didn't foresee that? They didn't go, search and seizure, you gotta get a warrant, and the FBI will go, there's a process, and you have your day in court, and you can answer it, and then, that kind of shit, but you can't steal national security. Like, if you get, I will say this, you are right about one thing. The founding fathers never could even fathom the idea that Joe Rogan would be poached from YouTube for $100 million to go to Spotify as one of their comedy podcasts to maintain the number one spot in their comedy podcasts as a way of drawing other listeners to even though I honestly, it used the exact, the whole deal was structured on the same deal that brought Howard Stern to Sirius XM. And I don't think that there's no fucking way Madison or Jefferson saw that shit coming.
Any of this. Because this is all insanity.
Yeah. Electric cars, fucking windmills that give birds cancer, nuclear weapons, Viagra. They didn't see any of this shit coming.
I mean, literally, we have gone insane.
Because Joe Rogan's getting bumped off the algorithm. There was a fucking botched robbery in an apartment building in Alexandria, Virginia. Some asshole bigot was spraying swastikas on the fucking sidewalk. And what? Oh, and a funnel, and you don't know, but you feel money is being stolen that's going to Ukraine.
We will be remembered as
sexy. I know. It's true. And that's my goal. Hi there. That's what I want. I've noticed that when my hair is back and it's shiny, I have a very, I need to do like a like a Desperado sketch. Just Yeah.
The craziest, and God, please destroy us before we can use our technology.
Yes, kill me before I figure out how to swipe right. Some of these hoes.
Please destroy us.
Please, yes. What do you mean? Please destroy us before we destroy ourselves? He's not that kind of a god, dummy.
If we're not careful, we will become the darkest nation ever. We will go from the shining city on the hill.
What? You got this from those news stories?
To with our modern technology.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen those like dick cuffs that you can link up to like porn websites and with an app they do this kind of thing? Is that what you're talking about? Have you, and I'm not going to use them because they look like they make julienne fries. No fucking way. But
in the hands of the wrong people, we'll kill millions, hundreds of millions.
We'll kill hundreds of millions. There's 8 billion of us. We'll shrug it off, but
we will make Mao look like a rookie.
We will? How? Because the only one of those stories was like random criminals, us supporting another country to defend itself, and maybe it not doing that because of graft or some idea, which you have no evidence of or whatever, and Joe Rogan's fucking Spotify deal?
And I fear that's already happening in some...
It's not! Mao killed 50 million fucking people! He was disgusting! He didn't brush his teeth. He'd use... He just swished tea. He didn't believe in cleaning his junk. He said, I wash my genitals in the bodies of my concubines. He was fucking gross. He starved 30 to 50 million of his own fucking people. We're not anywhere near that, you fucking tool.
Some of our policies, but...
Some of our policies. Jesus Christ.
Right now, they're not our policies.
Oh, yes, the sterilization eugenics story. We taught the Germans how to do it, and Mao used it himself. I don't know what the fuck.
They're going to be blamed on America, but it is the World Economic Forum.
The Great Reset. Oh, we're selling the book now.
And their policies. And it's so important for you to know that
that I have a book about this.
Is not an American problem.
Well, what a relief.
Yes, we're dealing with it here, but every Western country in the world is dealing with it as well.
Uh-huh. So it's Biden's fault. So Biden, this is affecting Germany because of Biden. Spain, Biden. Italy, Biden. Finland, Biden. Sweden, Biden. Latvia, Biden. Lithuania, Biden's fault. Hungary, fuck Biden.
That's why you see protest, and that's why you're not being shown the protests. Have you ever lived in a time where there have been massive protests in Europe and you don't see them on the news?
Uh-huh. Dude, I lived in a time when there were massive protests against the Iraq War. I participated in them, and they weren't on the fucking news. They were here.
Why is that, I wonder? Because
it's we got our own problems and we're dealing with them, and it doesn't affect us directly. And if any of them were anything more than, large labor disputes, which we saw, obviously, the stuff around Macron and the yellow vests, and we saw that shit.
Because they don't want you to see what they're facing because they're ahead with...
What? Oh, it's coming here next. I see. So the yellow vests are coming to the United States.
The farmers, they're ahead of us.
We're not doing what fucking Switzerland is doing to their farmers.
And what the farmers are saying now is none of this works. You're going to starve all of Europe and the world to death if you continue down this road, because we cannot farm that way.
I honest to fucking God. The United States is not outlawing, but like petro fertilizers like Sri Lanka or fucking Switzerland. I don't know what the fuck he is talking about. But apparently, Biden's going to outlaw fertilizer and starve everyone to death because he wants to be Mao. That's the only thing I can put together from this. And it's all because Joe Rogan got $100 million from Spotify. Biden's still pissed about that.
They don't want you seeing that.
No, they just don't. I mean, because they want you to be caught off guard by the time you get here. I mean, it's on the internet, and if you wanted to look it up, you could see it. But
you have to actually go search for it. So just look up European protests, farmers.
Okay. If I may. European protests, farmers. I don't know why the Europeans are protesting farmers, but we'll find out. This is the news on it. Here's the stories that are coming up right away. There you go. Just go for it. Europe's right-wing piggybacks on Dutch farmer protests. Farmers' protest in Netherlands reflects rise of popular revolts in Europe. Dutch farmer protests show how messy the climate... Something, blah, blah, blah. Fact check. Clip of farmer protesters spraying police with hay. Something, something. Dutch farmers dump manure, garbage on roads to protest planned emission reductions. The outrage by Dutch farmers. No farms, no food. Dutch farmers confront billionaire green something. Netherlands. Farmers protest express impasse of Dutch. Well, I'm with you. It's just 4 weeks ago. It was on Politico's front page. Let's see. How about now? National Catholic Register. Time magazine. Farm protests in the Netherlands show just how messy climate transition can be. Fact check clip. Let's see. This is Reuters. Users have shared a clip claiming that it shows Dutch farmers spraying hay onto a police line in August, but the video dates back to 2015 demonstrations in Belgium calling for European Union to provide emergency support measures to the farming sector after a Russian ban on EU food imports. How to deal with fascism. Thank you, Dutch farmers. August 15, 2022. Even though these are Belgian farmers, and this is about Russia. Okay. Netherlands. Dutch farmers blast out mixture hay. Welcome to the Farmers' Rebellion in Netherlands. These are all fucking whatever. Dutch farmers dumping manure. That's the same thing. PBS. That's 1 month ago. John Phipps is the outrage by Dutch farmers now being blood. No farms, no food. This is the gray zone. That's what's his name? That's on Jimmy Dore's show is on there all the time. Confront billionaire green elites food system reset plan. Boy, just every buzzword you can fucking find. Yeah. I don't know how we'll ever see this. It's been going on for weeks and every major news source has covered it.
And see the truth of what these policies that have now been given power and teeth through the Inflation Reduction Act.
The Inflation Reduction Act does not eliminate the use of potash or petroleum-based fertilizers by farmers in the United States. For the record.
The EPA has been given the power, the money, and the teeth to enforce this now on our farmers.
No, they haven't.
Read all about these things every day. You can find my news.
Yes, read all of these scattered ass slices of bullshit baloney.
Letter at glennbeck.com.
Jesus Christ. Like, this is all about just getting people to read this new segment on his fucking site.